Today on Wildlife Nation Expedition Florida, we're on a mission with the Miccosukee tribe of Indians of Florida in their quest to protect one very special species.
This is the only place where you can find the Osceola.
Then we meander down Florida's famous Santa Fe River, where we come face to face with an ancient creature.
Man, it's heavy. Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
I'm Jeff Corwin. Wildlife Nation is dedicated to conserving the natural wonders of North America. And now we're teaming up with the Miccosukee tribe of Indians of Florida to safeguard the vibrant wilderness of the Sunshine State. We'll explore this region's diverse landscapes and extraordinary creatures as we work alongside the passionate conservationists dedicated to protecting them. This is Wildlife Nation Expedition Florida. As dawn breaks over the verdant backdrop of the River of Grass, we're embarking on a thrilling adventure with the Miccosukee tribe's Fish and Wildlife team on a very important mission.
Early morning here in this beautiful patch of habitat that's a part of the ecosystem managed by the Miccosukee. That sun is starting to creep up, which means we need to get the job done. How does this high-tech net work?
We have these electromagnets, and we have a remote, and it releases the magnets.
Press the button.
Press the button, falls down.
Catch these creatures. Now, we've got this corn, comes from a timed corn feeder, goes off at what time?
7 a.m.
7 a.m. And right now, it's about 6:45 a.m. So our plan is we're gonna retreat to that blind, and hopefully the creature we're looking to get scientific info from, this amazing bird only found here called the
Osceola turkey.
It's a stunner. Beautiful bird, an incredible story to tell. Let's go catch some.
Yes, get him.
Turkeys, you think of being this bumbling bird, but they have incredible senses. Hear that? That little purr, little cluck, those are hens. Could be jakes. So they've just flown down. They roost in trees at night to avoid predators, but they spend most of their lives on the ground. All right, am I good? Put it up. Yeah, put it up. There they are, look at them. So we've got turkeys feeding around the corn. Go. All right, the turkey. Awesome. Bone on bone, bone on bone. Turkeys, turkeys, turkeys. What do we gotta do?
Grab your socks, put the sock over their head.
All right.
Hey, Dion, go and grab this one here.
Okay. It's okay, baby. It's amazing how this works, whether it's with a rhino, an elephant, or a turkey. You cover up the eyes.
And they calm down.
All right. So if you can take this off, I've got the feet out.
All right, you got him?
I got him. Look at this. I'm holding an Osceola turkey. This is the only place where you can find the Osceola.
That's right. They are very alert, very wiry, and are such an important animal for this ecosystem.
Craig, I think what's so incredible about the turkey is that they are the ultimate comeback story, aren't they?
Oh, they definitely are. They've rebounded with conservation efforts.
Today, if you went to Massachusetts, where I live, you will find turkeys. But if you were back in New Hampshire, let's say in the 1970s, there were no wild turkeys. Through much of their range, wild turkeys were extirpated. But now they have rebounded, and they are just a beautiful example of stewardship.
Absolutely. Such a good partnership with state and private landowners to create this fantastic success story.
So what's our plan today?
So we are going to collect some data on these birds, and we are going to put a GPS transmitter on one of them so we can monitor them, see where they're going, what habitat they're using, and where they're nesting.
Okay, let's do it.
The team sets up an impromptu field station. Every measurement we take will tell a crucial part of the conservation story of these magnificent birds. First, each one receives its own colored band.
So we tag these birds like this so we can identify them with binoculars. So each bird will get a unique color combination on each leg.
And why are we doing this? Why is this important?
It's important because we need to be able to see what the survivability is of these animals.
Now, the weigh-in.
9.2.
9.2 pounds, which, when you think of turkeys, is actually kind of small, but these are young turkeys. What makes them really exquisite is they are some of the most beautiful turkeys in the world. The males will look distinctly different. They'll be bigger than the females. They'll have a big, bright breast of feathers of plumage. They'll have a big, long 6 to 10 inch long beard. They'll have this big dewlap, a little waddle of flesh that turns all different colors hanging from their face. And of course, they'll sport that gorgeous tail of feathers. And it's what we call sexual dimorphism. The females are more cryptic, they're smaller, because they're nesting. They need to hide from predators. The males stand out, and they want to be proud and share it with the world because they want to find a mate.
Absolutely.
Dion, you have a great passion for nature and conservation and that connection that the Miccosukee have culturally to these natural resources. But for you, what's it feel like to be out here in the field working with these amazing creatures?
It feels nice being out here because I know I'm doing something good for my tribe, and I know that it'll inspire the younger people to come help out too.
As we process each one of these incredible birds, we're reminded that their recovery is a story of partnership bolstered by a very important ally, the outdoor recreational community, specifically turkey hunting.
We've seen a dramatic recovery of this species because of that community, and that's turkey hunting.
And it's very important here down in South Florida.
Up next, we tag and release these Osceola turkeys back into the wild.
That will ensure that these amazing birds survive for the next generation.
We're on an exciting journey with the Miccosukee tribe of Indians of Florida. So far, we've successfully captured and have gathered data on very important Osceola turkeys here in the Everglades. We now prepare to equip one of these magnificent hens with a special tracking device. And joining us is Secretary Osceola, a member of tribal leadership, who shares a commitment to preserving these extraordinary birds and their habitat.
Secretary Osceola, we've been having so many conversations about the importance of young people connecting to nature. How critical do you think it is for the next generation of Miccosukees to really be a part of this, to be the explorers, the leaders?
I think it's the most critical thing. They're the ones who are going to pull us out of all of this because right now we're at a precipice. A lot of stuff is at stake, and if these guys don't fight that battle with us, I don't know how we win.
So what we're gonna put on is this state-of-the-art transmitter, and it's got this antenna. It's also solar charged. So this will last for up to how many?
5-6 years.
And it'll give us important data, and how will we use that?
We'll use that to manage the population. We'll be able to see what the predation rates are, where they're nesting, what habitat they're utilizing, so we can actually manipulate the habitat to make it better for the Osceola turkey.
And I think this is an interesting component for the Miccosukee tribe, having this Miccosukee fish and game with the science conservation field component. That's pretty important.
Our Miccosukee Fish and Wildlife, it's incredibly important because it shows other tribes and the state and federal governments that we're capable of something like this management, this stewardship, and we didn't need to be reminded. We've known that since time immemorial, but it's a good reminder to other people that, hey, the natives know what they're talking about, and they're willing to work with others.
Our trusty state-of-the-art transmitter has been attached. That will ensure that these amazing birds survive for the next generation. Here you go, sweetheart. Here we go.
There she goes.
That is awesome. Good job, guys.
Good job.
Good job.
Makes you feel good.
The only thing left to do is to release the rest of these glorious Osceola turkeys back into the wild.
My most favorite moments, these moments. You get that data, you're part of that conservation journey. These incredible creatures go back to the home. That's a treasure for all of us. For you, Secretary Osceola, how important is this for you and the people?
To me, this is one of the most important things because this guy right here, they helped keep my ancestors alive. I mean, he carries my name as well, Osceola, so it's a nice reminder of all that history that we have on these lands.
And where does that name come from?
Well, that comes from my ancestor, Osceola, who was one of the bravest fighters during the Seminole Wars. Now, he wasn't a major chief, but that man had spirit, just like this turkey.
Why is it so important that we ensure these species thrive in the land of the Miccosukee?
It's a great symbol of the land. If this guy's not doing well, the land's probably not doing well.
That's so true, Secretary Osceola. Today, turkeys are thriving in a world that often struggles, especially when it comes to the environment. So they are really a symbol of endurance, resilience, and they're a symbol of hope. All right, you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
See you, dude. There he goes.
Awesome.
There he went.
Good job.
Good job, Secretary.
Tell me you're going to talk turkey, but not that.
Up next, we take a boat ride to catch and study reptilian behemoths.
Oh my gosh. Look at the size of this thing.
I'm on a remarkable journey through Florida. We've witnessed the Osceola turkey's incredible comeback story, a testament to the Miccosukee tribe's dedication to our natural heritage. This story of hope and revival echoes across the Sunshine State. Now we venture to the enchanting Santa Fe River in the Suwannee River Basin. Here, in partnership with the Santa Fe River Turtle Project, we delve into the world of the majestic Suwannee alligator snapping turtle, striving to safeguard these astonishing creatures for future generations.
So strategically, throughout this river system, we've positioned these hoop nets. Now, because they're alligator snappers, everything's over the top. Bigger nets for bigger turtles. They've been baited, they've sat overnight, but this is feast or famine. We either got turtles or we don't. And I'm seeing something very big. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the size of this thing.
That's it.
Oh my gosh. So, are we good? We unhooked?
Yeah, we can.
We unhook here. All right, 1, 2, 3. Man, it's heavy.
That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. So there he is, my friends, and we think this is a young male. Behold the Suwannee River alligator snapping turtle. This is a unique representation of what makes this ecosystem so spectacular. And as you look at him, Jerry, you start to see the nuances, what makes him different, what makes him so special.
Well, the one physical feature we can see that distinguishes them from all the other alligator snapping turtles is at the back. This U right here. When you went to pick up the turtle,
Right.
you could put all 4 fingers there.
Right.
That broad U shape is something we only see here.
And any function for that you can think of?
Not that we know of.
But it's a very distinctive characteristic that tells us this is the amazing Suwannee alligator snapper.
Absolutely.
And of course, when they get this big, no predators messes with a big turtle like this.
Nothing.
Except I can think of one predator.
Humans.
But just an incredible species.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of data we need to get from these animals.
Yep.
They have an incredible story to tell. So we're gonna secure our turtle, hopefully with some little guys to compare. But even more hopefully, we'll get that giant, that mega alligator snapper.
Perhaps our next catch will unveil new fascinating details of these magnificent river dwellers.
So this is a smaller one. Jerry, the males are bigger.
Yeah, every alligator snapper over 100 pounds is male.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna pull him in.
There we go.
So far, we're doing swimmingly with this Suwannee alligator snapper. We've had 2 traps, 2 turtles, 4 more traps to check, but a storm is a-brewing, so let's get her done.
We check the 4 remaining hoop nets. The first comes up empty. On to the next.
And yep, another one.
Oh, another marked one, too.
Wow, it's actually bigger. This is our biggest turtle so far.
Another big male.
Yeah.
My friends, this is what Expedition Florida is all about. It is to tell the story of incredible creatures like this.
Our last 2 traps don't yield any more turtles, but today's adventure has been nothing short of extraordinary.
We got some beautiful specimens. One is ginormous. What's the plan, Jerry?
Now we're going to go back and we're going to take some really important data, and this is where the science really begins.
Coming up next, we'll dive into the ecology of these ancient river dwellers.
Nothing. That means this is a new turtle to your study.
This is a brand new turtle.
I'm working with my good friend, Dr. Jerry Johnston, and his team from the Santa Fe River Turtle Project. Here, the remarkable Suwannee alligator snapping turtle is an ancient reminder of this area's rich natural history. We've captured 3 gigantic individuals. Now, we're about to gather important conservation data from these incredible creatures.
I'm reading it with this microchip wand. Nothing. That means, Jerry, this is a new turtle to your study.
This is a brand new turtle. This will be the 146th turtle we've tagged in this river.
That's amazing. And because it's new, it's a part of this long-term conservation project, we're gonna put a pit tag in that. For the many decades or a century or more of life that this turtle will have, we'll know its backstory. Pit tag in, let's confirm. There we go. Pit tag in. Pit tag in. Now we're noticing some interesting things. This turtle's got some war wounds on him.
Yeah, turtles at this size end up having all kinds of histories that you can actually tell just from injuries.
Been bitten there in its right limb. It's got a little nibbling on the eyeball there.
Yep.
These turtles are very combative.
The males especially.
Isn't this why we're seeing this sexual dimorphism, the difference in sizes between male and females?
Exactly. In their social system, the bigger male is the more dominant male. They are able to access space and push out the smaller ones.
So we have all our data. We're gonna get a few more things, and then we're moving on to the other turtles.
We get a weight.
This turtle weighs exactly 90 pounds.
Wow!
That's actually bigger than we thought.
We're also able to get an X-ray and a blood sample analyzed right here in the field.
So we got exactly what we need. We can run all of our tests off of this right here.
Awesome.
Next, we examine this older male.
So guys, it's this creature right here, the alligator snapping turtle, that really inspired my love for nature. Ancient species, they've been on Earth since before the dinosaurs. First thing we notice is if you look in the back, you can see these holes, and you guys did that as a mark and recapture, so you know who this is.
So it's an individual identification, yep.
And of course, today we have microchips. If this animal doesn't have a microchip, it will get a microchip. But there's so many interesting things about the behavior and the life ecology of these turtles. First of all, once they hatch out of an egg, they have a long way to go before they can replace themselves.
15 to 20 years to reach sexual maturity.
So why does that matter? With many turtle species, that matters because that animal needs to be on this earth for up to 2 decades before it can actually be successful. And if that animal gets pulled out,
It's not replaced within our lifetimes.
if you remove a healthy adult turtle like this, it can take up to a century for that ecosystem to replace that turtle. When you add up the chances that 40 eggs, one of them will become an adult and reproduce itself, it's got to win the turtle lottery.
This is a lottery winner.
Incredible. Big male. Something else is cool. If you look inside the mouth, imagine this sunken down like an anvil surrounded by vegetation. It becomes invisible, so it's an ambush predator. And if you look inside, you will see that little lure right above where the glottis is, where it's breathing in that tube for breathing. You'll see that enticing little invitation. How does that lure work?
It's basically an extension of the tongue that's essentially a fishing lure.
So it literally uses that perfect mimicry of a squirming worm.
Small fish will come to investigate, and when they get too close,
Goes in for a quick meal,
chomp.
gets its last meal.
We finish up with some more biometrics, including a weight.
94 pounds.
94 pounds. That is a mighty big turtle, but it could have another 60 or 70 pounds to go.
Definitely.
What are the threats that they face? What are the conservation concerns?
So there are multiple threats that these animals face, and they're all related to the activities of us, of humans. That gives us the power to actually help these animals. And the solutions in this case are really quite simple. If we were to just leave them alone, they're fine.
You protect this habitat, you keep it robust,
Yep.
dynamic, and resilient, this species will thrive for the next 5 million years.
Up next, we reveal a remarkable discovery with our final Suwannee alligator snapping turtle.
Incredible.
Yeah, this is great.
We're on a conservation mission with Dr. Jerry Johnston and his team from the Santa Fe River Turtle Project. We've had both a successful and memorable day capturing Suwannee alligator snapping turtles, each one providing unique insight into their mysterious world for this important conservation project. Now we're gearing up to study our final turtle, an older female.
So, Kim, what are you doing?
I am doing an ultrasound. We're actually looking to see if she's producing any follicles to prepare for breeding season.
So now is the breeding season, right?
Yep.
Just beginning right now.
Just beginning?
And we have follicles.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you see the little round balls?
Oh, wow, look at that. Those little balls, is that what we're looking at?
Yep, those little balls are follicles. So those will soon be eggs. So once she breeds, they'll be fertilized and will become eggs.
Incredible.
Yeah, this is great.
Every Suwannee alligator snapper counts. They all matter. The females, they're very valuable, aren't they?
This is where the reproduction happens. Like, the next generation comes from these individuals.
And this beautiful mama, she could be many decades older than us.
Guaranteed.
Incredible. What's next for these turtles?
Most important thing, they all go back home right where we caught them.
We have our incredible information towards conservation to ensure that this incredible creature, the Suwannee alligator snapper, survives for generations to come. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that.